Hey y'all, I'm at I-78 back again. Today we are going to take a look at President Biden's address. He is speaking at the 115th convention of the NAACP. That will be starting in just a few minutes. So you guys have a few seconds to get situated, get your popcorn, get your Pepsi, get whatever you need. But we will be bringing you that live and in person. Y'all, while we are waiting, make sure that you are registered to vote. Make sure you had the opportunity to have your voice heard. All right, y'all. We should be getting started in about 5 minutes or so. So y'all make sure you get where you can take full advantage of the live stream and hear what our president is going to say. At again the 115th convention of the NAACP. Black people, what y'all think gonna happen? You think he gonna promise us anything? Yeah, we gonna do this. Oh. Y'all know black people. We can't be we ain't even finna be, we gonna say on time. We having a whole convention. You still ain't figured out how to be on time. All right, Charles. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully they will get started in a few minutes, Charles. Cause they doing too much. This is CP to the max. All right, y'all. They have taken CP time to the max. Look, now we trying to be fair and see what y'all talking about and not make up nothing on you. But y'all gonna have to help us help you. That's where I'm at with that. You know what? Y'all hang on. So I just found another stream that might get us where we need to be.
But even more than that, we just settled a case with a group called the Appraisal Foundation to force them to diversify. This is an industry that is less than 1% of Black and brown folk. And we said, you need to look like America. And that's what
Child, you ain't lying, skinny child. They have taken CP time to a whole nother
some of
level.
the work we're doing to really be about helping Black and brown communities. We're getting housing built so people can live in places they can afford and neighborhoods with good schools. We're working to eliminate lead paint and other hazards from homes so our babies don't get sick. So we talk about our collective legacy, about what drives.
This my thing. Y'all keep talking about all these good schools and all this educated kids and all that, but y'all dumb as hell. So if you dumb, how you gonna educate somebody? I'm just saying.
It's not the people who tell us that our communities are doomed.
I'm
It's not
just
the
saying.
people who don't want us to build more housing for people who don't have a lot of money. It's not the people who think that this extreme heat that I know I'm feeling here, I'm sure you are too, that we're somehow this is in our imagination. What drives me and my colleagues is the generations of Americans to come. The legacy we're building requires us to ask ourselves, when we look back at this critical moment in history, what will people say of us? What will we be proud of? Look, my colleagues and I know that there is more work to do. And that's why today HUD has awarded $325 million to cities and towns across the country to help restore affordable housing, build new housing, and support small businesses. And that includes $50 million right here in Las Vegas. It's why our president is announcing actions today to help American people with their high rents, and why we're investing to build more affordable housing for us to rent and for us to buy. Folks, HUD remains committed to our communities. We remain committed to fairness. We remain committed to justice. And we are committed to people who just need a little bit of help to get by, just looking for a fair shot. We are making sure this country lives up to not just its ideals, but to building a legacy that has a home for everybody. Because we have come too far to turn back now. We need you to be all in, and I promise you, we are all in with you. Thank you, NAACP. Keep being the heroes that you are, and let's keep fighting together. Thank you.
Welcome to the stage next. Please welcome Assistant Attorney General for the Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice. Here's Kristen Clark.
Good afternoon. It is a privilege to be here today at the 115th NAACP National Convention. This convention's theme, All In, reminds us of the members of our movement who risked their lives and their freedom to advance the cause of justice. Thurgood Marshall narrowly escaped lynching. Dr. King assassinated. John Lewis beaten within an inch of his life. Medgar Edwards, murdered, countless others killed, beaten, and imprisoned. While I hope that none of us are ever asked to bear such risk, we should remember the sacrifices of those who came before us as we measure what all in means in today's fight for justice and what we must do to honor their legacy. I want to turn to some of the work that we are doing right now to honor that legacy at the U.S. Department of Justice. The Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Voting Rights Act of 1965, the Fair Housing Act, the Matthew Shepard and James Byrd Hate Crimes Prevention Act, and other federal laws give us an array of tools to fight discrimination and to safeguard our constitutional rights. And we use these tools every day to confront the injustices and inequities that flow from discrimination wherever we find them. One area of our work that remains a critical priority for the Justice Department is ensuring that law enforcement officials carry out their jobs lawfully and without bias. Our fight to ensure constitutional, fair, and non-discriminatory policing remains as urgent as ever. We have prosecuted officers who abused their power, including those tied to the tragic deaths of George Floyd in Minneapolis, Tyree Nichols in Memphis, and Breonna Taylor in Louisville. We have prosecuted 6 former officers who tortured and viciously abused 2 Black men in Rankin County, Mississippi. This group called themselves the Goon Squad, and they carried out one of the most heinous acts of brutality that we have seen in this century. The lead defendant was sentenced to 40 years in prison. We have investigated law enforcement agencies engaged in a pattern or practice of conduct that violates the Constitution, including in Minneapolis, Louisville, Memphis, New York City, Louisiana, and Lexington, Mississippi. Just last month, we announced our findings that the city of Phoenix and its police department have engaged in a pattern or practice of unlawful conduct, including discrimination against Black, Hispanic, and Native American people when enforcing the law, and using excessive force, including deadly force. Wherever we find violations, we invite leaders, community members, and other stakeholders like the NAACP to work with us to chart a path to reform. Another core mission of the Justice Department is protecting the right to vote. Sadly, we can't ignore voter suppression laws that are spreading like poison ivy across the country. Discriminatory and burdensome restrictions on access to the ballot are undermining the rights of Black voters and voters of color. But that's not stopping us. We have filed suits across the country, including over 30 statements of interest in cases, because we believe that every eligible American should be able to exercise their voice in our democracy. We're also working to confront the unfortunate rise in hate crimes that we're seeing. We've charged more than 120 defendants with hate crimes in over 110 cases since January of 2021. Those numbers include the 3 men who tragically killed Ahmaud Arbery simply because he was Black. Those numbers include the defendant responsible for the heinous murder of 10 Black people at the Tops supermarket in Buffalo, New York, and a defendant responsible for the tragic murder of a Black trans woman named Dime Doe in South Carolina. We do this work because racially motivated, white supremacist, anti-LGBTQI+, xenophobic, Islamophobic, anti-Semitic acts of hatred and violence have no place in our democracy today. We're also ramping up the fight for environmental justice. We know that climate change disproportionately affects communities of color. For example, in 2021, the EPA found that Black Americans are 34% more likely to live in areas with unacceptably high projected increases in childhood asthma diagnoses. We have launched multiple investigations to ensure that no one's ability to live a healthy life is dictated by their race or their zip code. Last May, we secured a groundbreaking settlement to ensure that the residents of Lowndes County, Alabama have access to safe and effective septic and wastewater management systems. Whether we are talking about lead-laced water, illegal dumping, or exposure to raw sewage, we cannot tolerate these injustices in our communities today. And we're working to ensure that the gateways to opportunity and the ability to amass generational wealth are open to all. And we're doing this by working to end modern-day redlining. Our Combating Redlining Initiative, launched with the leadership of Attorney General Merrick Garland, has brought more than $122 million in relief to communities all across the country. We're working to also address appraisal discrimination, which the Secretary just talked about a moment ago. Too many of our jails and prisons woefully mistreat incarcerated people, and we're also striving to end this. For example, in an investigation, we recently found that Parchman Prison in Mississippi failed to provide adequate mental health treatment, failed to take sufficient suicide prevention measures, subjected people to prolonged solitary confinement in egregious conditions, and more. We do this work because people do not surrender their rights at the jailhouse door. NAACP, this is just a small sample of our work. As I close, I want to note that through our efforts to protect civil rights, we recognize that an all-in fight for equality requires just that. All of us. Never has that been truer than it is right now. As one of the great founders of the NAACP once noted, W.E.B. Du Bois, now is the accepted time, not tomorrow, not some more convenient season. It is today that our best work can be done, and not some future day or future year. It is today that we fit ourselves for the greater usefulness of tomorrow. Today is the seed time. Now are the hours of work, and tomorrow comes the harvest.
B, what determines a good school?
I promise you that the Justice Department, the People's Justice Department, will continue to stand alongside you and all those who work and fight for equal justice in our country. We will not give up. We will not wait for some more convenient season. We are all in now, and we will remain all in until we can reap the harvest. Thank you.
Next is a senior advisor to the President of the United States. Please welcome Stephen Benjamin.
That's some pretty cool walkout music, Congressman. I'm not sure what that was. I'm gonna be very brief. I serve as senior advisor to the president. I run public engagement at the White House. My first real title was as president of the Youth and College Division of the South Carolina NAACP. As my parents, my Congressman Jim Carmose will tell you that titles don't make leaders. Leaders are servants. When I think about, and I'm here, honestly, in my capacity, my friend Derek Johnson, who I've met as a youth leader here, asked me to say some things on behalf of the incredible, diverse leadership that our president has assembled across the administration, but certainly at the White House. I think of the president's wisdom, And I think of my grandfather, Sam Benjamin. My grandfather, like many of your parents and others, was not an educated man. He wasn't a man of letters. He didn't go to college, get the degrees that we all have. But he was a Christian man. He often teach me and my brothers the lessons that we need to know to survive in life. He often go to the book of Joshua, chapter 24. He talked about how Joshua renewed the covenant at Shechem. I assembled all the leaders, the elders, and the judges. He began to recount from all the things that God had done for them up to that point. I sent Moses and Aaron to deliver them.
The volume is very low. Can we increase it?
The Amorites, and the Hittites, and the Hittites, and the Hivites, and the Girgashites, and the Jebusites, and the children of Jericho, all the things that God had done for them up to that point. He said, I'll give you a land which you did not toil, in cities you did not build, yet you live in them, and eat from olive groves and vineyards that you did not plant. I give you a land which you did not toil, in cities you did not build, yet you live in them. That was my dad's long way of saying, now, boy, no matter how smart you think you are, no matter how talented you might think you are, no matter how you may think that life has been served up to you in a silver platter, you didn't get here on your own. You didn't get here on your own. There's a price that you must pay for the opportunities you've been given in life. He made sure I knew about the people who marched for me and didn't know me. The people who cried for me had no idea I'd ever exist. The people who kicked down the doors of the University of South Carolina in 1963 had no idea that Maggie and Sam Snap and the little boy would go there someday. People that died for me and didn't even know my name. So I'm here on behalf of all of us at the White House to say thank you, NAACP. Thank you for fighting the fight. Thank you for never stopping fighting the fight on behalf of all of us, paying our debt to the generations behind us and paying our debt forward to the generations yet unborn. Now, before I take my seat, I'm going to ask one more of my colleagues to come out. Kareem, yeah, Kareem does an amazing job on behalf of the president every day, fighting the fight, telling the story on behalf of the American people. Wherever you are across the globe and you want to hear what's happening in the United States of America, it's our president, our vice president telling the story, it's Kareem Jean-Pierre. She's not going to say anything today. We're in a different mode, but I just want to make sure you see her up close and personal, fighting the fight. Thank you. God bless you.
It's one thing to thrive, but it's another thing to do it for us. What does it mean to be Black and thriving? It means basking in our culture, our unique influence, our rhythm of joy. It means celebrating our community, our alma maters, our villages of pride and excellence. It means taking center stage, painting the town black, setting the standard on what it takes to be bold.
All right, y'all. Look like we about to get some action going with Brother Joe.
It means putting Black America
We about to get some action.
no need for U.S. looks. We've been doing this for culture, for community. We stand in the gap. We stand firm in our contributions, past and present. We advocate. We represent. We recognize. And when we vote and vote and vote again to make democracy work for Black America. And we make that happen because of you, because of us, because of them. We make good happen for culture, for community.
Y'all turn the music out for real. How you do that? Oh, okay. Snap Spartans. It's on the right. I'm all right with that though. This is not what we need to be doing.
Are you hearing sound from their side?
I am
I
not.
am not. Oh, okay. I thought I was going crazy. Are you hearing sound from their side? This isn't a good look for them already. This ain't looking good.
Not at all. No, I got this goofball on
I
my.
mean, because the RNC was very smooth last night. Everything went perfect.
Exactly.
And now we got this goofy man just standing there. We can't hear nothing.
Yeah, he was up to
At least crack some jokes with the crowd. Tell us something. He looking like a mark. Is he talking to somebody? I see his hand moving. Wow.
Yeah. I ain't hearing nothing. Nah, near peep. Hold on, let's see something else saying as I'm mistaken. Oh no. Hold on. Mm-mm.
Now I hear the audio over on Fox.
So it's they feed.
Yeah, I think it's that feed. I switched to another one and I can
Okay,
hear it.
hang on.
A versus candidate B or political party A or political party B. We are nonpartisan, but we are political as hell. And we know that this is a fight we must take on. So when people try to give you these false narratives or distract you, let's stay focused not on the people, but the policy priorities they represent and vote for those who align themselves with what's in the best interest of our communities. And I can assure you, if you do that, it's in the best interest of America. The Black community has saved democracy many times before, and we're being called on to save democracy once again. They must know that we are all in on making college more affordable for all. They should know that we are all in on fighting for a reality where Black history is recognized because it is American history. I guess they don't know the history of the NAACP after being in this fight for 115 years. We will not turn back. We will continue the fight, and we will win this battle. We are battle tested, and we're not backing down. They need to know that we're all
So
in
y'all, come on.
on making equity a reality for all Americans. But we must recognize that this requires work on our end.
We gotta get
While
tired
they
of
may
fighting.
not
Why
be
gotta be battle
like
tested?
us, we have to make them think like us. We have to band together the way they do. We must come together. We don't have a time for us versus us public fight. We only have time for a us for us saving of this democracy. To get the access we need in order to get the equity we deserve. Equal protection of the law isn't a concept, it's a guarantee that we must keep intact in our Constitution. Now, we've experienced that what we feel like to have we have experienced what it feels like to have the door shut in our face, where our voices stifled by divisive noise. We know that change is possible when doors are open, and how our culture shines through those doors when individuals like Steve Benjamin sits in the seat he's sitting, or Michael Regan sits in the seat that he's sitting, or Karine sits in the seat that she's sitting, because we will operate in excellence to ensure that this concept of democracy is protected, it grows, and it's inclusive. We're not asking
We're
for
supposed to be the
perfection.
NAACP. Why are we
We're
inclusive?
asking for platforms that empower, not
So
imprison.
y'all stay
We're
messed up.
asking for leaders who don't shut the door on our face or drown out our rallying cries. And while there is a lot of work to be done, I am proud to welcome a leader who doesn't shut the door in our face, but turns up
Where
the
you been?
volume when speaking. A leader who may not always get it right, but is all in on getting it done. And with that being said, I am honored to welcome the 46th President of the United States of America, Joseph R. Biden.
Wasn't he supposed to come out to that music? Not just, did he come out too early? He came out too early.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Folks, my name's Joe Biden, and I'm a lifetime member of the NAACP. And I am all in. My word, I am all in. President Johnson, thanks for the introduction and for your leadership, most of all for your friendship. And thanks to all the thousands of members across America that are here. One of the most important organizations in our country. And a special thanks, I mean it sincerely, to the members of Congress who are here, including Nevada's own Stephen Horsford, chair of the Congressional Black Caucus. I don't know where he is, but I know he's out there. As so many members of the CBC members defending freedom, like Benny Thompson of Mississippi, chair of January 6th Committee. And the best friend anyone can have, Jim Clyburn of South Carolina. In case you didn't notice, Jim turned it around for me in 2020. Look, in June of 1947, Harry Truman became the first president to speak at this convention. And he was remembered for a lot of things. With the help of the NAACP, he desegregated the military. He laid the groundwork for the civil rights agenda. He built upon President Kennedy by that. President Johnson, who signed the Civil Rights Act of 64, 60 years ago. Harry Truman was president, was often counted out. He was also known for something else. The story goes, Truman said, if you want a friend in Washington, get a dog. Well, guess what? After the last couple weeks, I know what he means.
Do you now?
But that's why it's so good to have real friends. I'm not being solicitous. I have real friends. So many of you had my back, and I think I've had yours as well.
Had your back at what? You don't do nothing.
Got a couple Delaware folks
Let that
here
man
still.
speak, y'all.
And one of my
This is
best
his
friends,
truth. Let Joe speak
when I
his
was a
truth.
lifeguard in the projects. His nickname is Mouse. Mousy, there you are, pal. end up
Y'all
running
stay tuned
longshoremen
because I got a lot to say already.
loyal as hell. I'm truly honored to be here to meet at this tense moment in this country, and it is a tense moment. Just a few days after the assassination attempt on Donald Trump, we're
I
grateful
knew it was coming.
he was not seriously injured. We continue to pray for him and his family. It's time for an important conversation in this country. Our politics has gotten too heated. I've said the Oval Office on Sunday night, as I made clear throughout my presidency, we all have a responsibility to lower the temperature and condemn violence in any form.
Yeah, that's why you sending all them
You got to
missiles to
remember, in
Israel.
America, we're not enemies, we're friends, we're neighbors, we're fellow Americans. Most importantly, must fully and firmly reject not only political violence, but violence of any kind, period, no exceptions. We have to say with one voice that violence is not the answer. That's what we should rally around as a nation. That's the unity I'm talking about. Few organizations know that better than the NAACP. For the race riots in Springfield, Illinois in 1908, the NAACP was formed. That's what started it. You know the pain and the price of violence. You understand if you're going to talk about standing against violence, you must stand against all violence. You must stand against violence perpetrated against presidential candidates in Pennsylvania. You must stand against all violence. The violence perpetrated against George Floyd in Minnesota, against black veterans like police officers Eugene Goodman on January 6th, and black election workers like Ruby Freeman and Shane Moss in Atlanta. You have to stand against the violence and intimidation of white supremacy, the murder, innocent lives in that grocery store in Buffalo, New York when I went up there. Mother Emanuel Church in Charleston, South Carolina. Stand against the violence that murdered children in Sandy Hook and Uvalde. Concert goers in Las Vegas. Innocents on the street all across America.
Don't talk about that no more.
Never make the news. There's Uvalde every day in the communities across the country. If you're going to be outspoken on one, don't be silent on others. If we're going to speak about violence, we're going to speak about guns. More children in America die of a gunshot wound than any other reason. That's stunning and that is sick.
Well, don't that speak
And
more
it's
to
sheer
people
cowardice.
than guns? Guns don't just get up and start shooting.
So, if you want to stand against violence in America, then join me in getting these weapons of war off the streets of America. An AR-15 was used in the shooting of Donald Trump, just as it was an assault weapon that killed so many others, including children. It's time to outlaw them. I did it once and I will do it again. Now,
Hey, William, I don't know.
because
I have
we
these
must lower
same
the
questions.
temperature in our politics is related to violence. It doesn't mean we should stop telling the
Y'all make
truth.
sure y'all hit the like button and subscribe if you have not.
Who you are, what you've done, what you'll do. That's fair game. As Harry Truman said, I've never given anyone hell. I just told the truth and they thought it was hell. That's what
We
I'm going to
dealing
do.
with inflation, and he's worried about
Well, here's the
guns
truth about why Donald Trump's presidency was hell for Black America.
in the
Tried to repeal
NAACP.
How are
Obamacare.
you?
To kick millions,
Ooh, I got some shit to say later.
millions
Y'all
of
better stay
Black
tuned.
Americans off their health insurance. He had a $2 trillion tax cut that overwhelmingly benefited the super wealthy, the biggest corporation, and exploded the federal debt larger than any one president has in one term. He left no room for us to do what we should be doing. Invest in things that affect people's lives.
Oh, you mean bailing
like
out
childcare,
General
healthcare,
Motors?
so much more.
Bailing
that
out the
grows
banks?
and help people.
That didn't increase the debt?
His mismanagement of the pandemic was especially devastating to Black communities. Oh, I know, because in other countries, other communities of color. That economic crisis drove up Black unemployment decimated small black businesses, and you peacefully protested George Floyd's murder. Donald Trump called for the National Guard to go after you. What in the hell's the matter with this man? No, I'm serious. Go figure. From a guy who spread the birtherism lie against Barack Obama, saying he wasn't born in America and he wasn't a U.S. citizen. Of course.
Well, I mean, he
Everybody
wasn't.
thinks
He
black
was born in
jobs are
a
whoever's
U.S.
raised black
territory. But we gonna
Tells a lot about the man
leave that alone.
and about his character. Folks, I know what a black job is. It's a vice president of the United
I'm tired of the
States.
black job conversation. Y'all know good hell well what black jobs are. Because if he had said Mexican job, but nobody had nothing to say, you knew exactly what he was talking about.
I know what a black job is. The first black president in American history, Barack Obama.
He ain't black.
Yeah, Obama's not black. He's African American.
I was vice president for Barack, and she is my vice president.
She ain't black.
I
no
nominated
more.
the first black Secretary of Defense in American history. They're doing one hell of a job. I nominated the first black woman to the United States Supreme Court. It
You mean
matters.
that DEI or
matters.
Ketanji Brown?
This is what I'm saying, because she ain't moving black. She ain't moving black.
And I
The one who
promised
already did
myself,
some corruption already?
and I promised America,
You right. You
my
right. William. You
administration
absolutely
would look
right.
like America. And I'm
That's
proud
why
that
they
we have
charge
the
us
most diverse
overdraft
administration
and
in all
late
history.
fees and all of
That
that
taps
shit to
into
try
the
to
full
make up the
talents of the
difference.
nation. That's who we are. These guys don't get it. That's why we're so successful. No, I'm serious. That's what makes us the greatest nation on earth. That's not hyperbole.
Hey, Mark Rubio.
Folks, it's because of you that I'm president and Kamala Harris is vice president.
Got it.
And by the way, she's not only a great vice president, she could be president of the United States.
No, she can't.
We ain't got 4 more months.
Damn.
Thank you. With the
Now,
help,
this is the part that's tripping me out.
help
So
of the
he
NAACP,
got
black
these
elected
folks
members
all
of the
worked up,
Congress,
and
gotten so
they
much
own
done.
website don't have no sound.
Seriously.
Y'all keep him out. We
President's
was just
historian
over there
said
and
we
the
got
sound
more
went out.
done of consequence
We was
than
on it for a
any
good
president
10
since
minutes,
Franklin Roosevelt.
waiting for them to pull it together, and it ain't happening. How about 4 more years?
Just think about where the black community was when I came into office. Think
We
about
were
how
good.
far the black community has come. But we still got a long way to go. COVID no longer controls our lives. Our economy is not figuratively, literally,
Are you
the
serious?
strongest economy in the world.
Okay.
Historic low black unemployment. Record growth in black small businesses. Let me say this again,
Going back to what I was
because
doing.
Trump is lying like hell about it. The black unemployment hit a record low under Biden-Harris administration. The first bill I passed, we put $1,400 checks plus $300 checks per child, per family, per month in the pockets of people in this
But what
country
about us who don't have any kids?
to get them through the
Who out here
pandemic.
trying to be, you know what I'm
Not
saying,
Trump's administration.
responsible?
Kamala and I did that.
Where my
Yeah,
check?
because they doubled
We put
down
more
on the
money in
baby
pockets
mamas.
than anyone.
Where my
We cut
damn
black,
check?
and the consequence, we cut black child poverty in half.
Because these kids is still out here broke
Well, they finally get through to people.
and in the store
My
stealing,
economic
trying to
policy
get something to eat.
grows
So, Joe,
the
what you
economy
talking about?
when we spend money. Grows it. We grew the American economy to the strongest in the world.
Shout out to the chat. Y'all looking strong in the
determined.
chat. I'm
Make that
peeping y'all.
tax cut permanent.
I'm peeping y'all. Hey, all caps.
No
Whoever did
child
that,
should
knock
ever
it
go
off.
hungry in America.
Knock that off.
And by the way, all the data shows is they can't let them tell us we drive up deficits. They drive up deficits, folks. When you have child care, guess what?
Oh, wait.
Mom or dad can work.
They been working. So what
The
you
child
talking
can
about?
be safe.
You chicks don't want to work.
Connecting
That's
black
the whole
neighborhoods.
problem. If they went to
We're
work,
cut
it would be no
off
poverty.
old highways and disinvestment decades ago. My city, Wilmington, Delaware. I-95 runs up through what used to be the black community, divided it, 6 lanes wide. We're going to make sure that the states want it. We're going to be able to pave over at the top of that and still have the highway. connecting neighborhoods. We're removing, which is costly, every poisonous lead pipe in a house in America so every child
like
can
over in
drink
Flint?
clean water without fear of brain damage.
Let me
You know,
go.
everybody is
High-speed
not
and
living
affordable
on
broadband.
subsidies. Only a
They
certain
really not.
group of
Child.
people
I
are
pay
living
all
on
my bills over
Should
subsidies.
have to sit out in the parking lot with their moms in front of a McDonald's so they can get online to do their homework. And because of you, we're not only protecting Obamacare, you allowed me to increase it, making health care more affordable. We're putting, and by the
They
way,
wouldn't even give me
more than it's ever
Obamacare
been, more than it's ever been.
when I needed it.
Millions.
Remember, he
of
said
African
no. It was all of them
Now have
Democrats on
healthcare.
stage in Vegas. He said
We're
no
putting home
to health care
ownership.
for everybody.
Home ownership within reach. How do you generate
Home ownership
generational wealth,
wasn't
no matter what
increased.
community you're from? I know how we did it. When everything got stuck in Scranton with no jobs.
Mm.
Moved to Delaware. Dad worked like healthy, could get down payment to buy a small house. That's how you build equity. As small as a 3-bedroom split-level home with 4 kids and a grandpa living with us, but it was a home, and he was able to build some equity. Look, we're making the most significant investment in climate ever in all of history. Including most significant action on environmental justice ever. Look, folks, think about this. My state of Delaware. If you know, not many don't know my state. My state of Delaware.
Why
has the
was
Delaware River
$1,400 a
runs
month a
up
scam?
but at the
I'm
top of the
missing the
state,
context.
there's a half moon.
So he's saying when
it
he
goes up
applied for
among
Obamacare and got
more oil
approved, his piece
refineries
was
on the other side of that half
$1,400 a month.
moon
No, I'm responding to somebody in
than
the
anywhere in
chat.
the country.
That's what I'm talking about.
And guess what? The wind blows southeast.
Oh, he's saying
The
Obamacare
highest cancer
cost
rates
him
along the side.
$1,400 a month.
Yes.
You know who's affected?
That's why he
Fence
says
line
it's a
communities.
scam.
You know who the fence line communities are? Black
Mm.
communities.
That don't sound right.
And I promise, as we
Depending on
make
how many
this
people was.
legislation work, we're gonna
Yeah,
take
that's what
care
I'm
of those
saying. There's more
communities
to it. There's
first.
more context to that.
First. I mean it. Same way in Louisiana, same way in other places.
Like I said,
Look,
yeah, they wouldn't even give it to
We
me.
receive student debt.
Because when I was working, I told you I was paying what
$4
almost I was paying what
significant amount of black
$2,200 a
borrowers.
month
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how
for
many
my
have
whole
called me.
family.
Hold on.
They
They said
say,
he's talking too
Mr.
much.
President, for God,
Hold on.
I've gotten phone numbers. I've called them back. Mr. President, thank you. I couldn't get married. My debt was so large. I couldn't have children. I couldn't think of, no, I'm serious. You know it. Couldn't buy a home. But what you did, you freed me of my debt, and you gave me $10,000 for a down payment in a home.
Well, they ain't doing nothing if you got to come up with the other 30 by yourself.
In this project, 2024, 2025, Trump's deal. You know, he talks about education. HBCUs are as good as any other university. Guess what the problem is? Oh, I'm serious. Not a joke. And Kamala and I have a constant fight. She says Howard's the best. I said Delaware State's the best. But that's where I got my start. But my point is this. They don't have the endowment. So what are the jobs of the future? The high-tech jobs of the future. You're going to pay a lot of money. They don't have the money for the laboratories. They don't have the money for all that material. So that's why I've invested a record $16 billion in HBCU. There's no HBCU student is any less qualified than any student anywhere else. And by the way, we're making sure that no one goes to jail for the mere use or possession of marijuana. The record should be expunged. It holds them back. All told, because of you, the NAACP, we're making the most significant investments in Black America ever in all of history. We're seeing the results. The racial wealth gap is the lowest it's been in 20 years.
Oh, that's
Inflation
a
is
lie.
down in 3 years and coming down further, and we're going to have, as they say, a soft landing. Folks,
That's a
you're gonna
pants
see
on
us
fire
grow
right there.
faster and faster. That's not just my view. It's the view of 16 Nobel Prize winning economist who put out a statement looking at my economic plan and Trump's. They said, my plan will continue to lower inflation, continue to grow the economy. Prices are falling for cars, appliances, and groceries. We're going to keep corporate greed at bay. But here's the thing, what they said about Trump. They said his policies will cause a recession. No, this and by the way, these are not a Democratic outfit. 16 Nobel laureates. Look, I come from the corporate state of the world, Delaware. I know how they work. There's more corporations incorporated in my state than any state in America, all combined. But that's what? We have to deal with corporate greed now. No, it is. Corporate profits are double since the pandemic. And they keep bringing prices down. We have to bring prices down further. Look, folks, the idea that corporate-owned housing is able to raise your rent $300-400 a month or something, under what I'm about to announce, they can't raise it more than
Damn, somebody said stay lucid. That shit cold.
$55.
That's cold.
That debate is
Shout
taking
out. We got
place.
John Rule in the chat,
Bottom
y'all.
line
Holy
is we're
shit.
just getting started. Well, no, it's not enough to talk about the past.
We got John in the
We
chat.
need a vision for the future. Here's my plan for the first 100 days of the second term.
Oh hell, that's the
Kamala
job
called
interview
on Congress to
question.
pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Act. I did all that I was constantly able to do with executive authority, but we need the act. And we need to pass the Freedom to Vote Act. I'll sign them both into law immediately. And guess what? Come hell or high water, we're going to restore Roe v. Wade as the law of the land. I know you say, Joe, you may not have a Congress. Well, guess what? You all told me I couldn't pass the Inflation Reduction Act. You all told me I couldn't basically, anyway, we did it with your help. Republicans blocked police reform in Congress. So I signed a historic executive order on police reform. I'm going to come back and we'll sign George Floyd and Policing Act into law come hell or high water. Not only going to stop MAGA Republicans, we're going to stop them in their program on 2025. We're going to stop them from cutting Social Security and Medicare. I'm going to expand Social Security and Medicare by making the very wealthy begin to pay their fair share. We're going to bring rents down, as I said. We're going to build 2 million affordable homes and cap rent increases of 5% a year so corporate landlords can't gouge. Anyway, I don't want to get going. I'm going to get very upset.
This is nothing but pandering.
We're going to keep.
Child just said that he on here babbling.
Debt.
When it's the same with shit, I mean, somebody
We're going to end
want to
medical
let be
debt.
quiet and not talk. He's saying the
We've already
same
made
shit he's
sure
been saying
medical debt
forever.
can no longer be put on a credit report. Well, I'm working with states to wipe out medical debt for pennies on the dollar.
You know
So
what? Now I'm for that part right there.
What
I can rock with you on that,
We're
Joe.
going to raise the federal minimum
He was
wage.
supposed to implement that already.
Our first term, we capped the cost of insulin for seniors at $35.
It ain't happened.
Total
Well, I
drug
think
costs
let me
for
see,
seniors.
because they're actually supposed to start this month, where
At
medical debt
$2,000.
$500 and under doesn't report on your
$10,000,
credit report anymore.
$14,000 a year.
I'll let you know
The
because
second
I
term-
monitor mine
Well,
regularly.
that's what I'm saying. That started this month.
Everyone in
So
America.
check it
So I
next
shouldn't
month.
see it on
and
there
let us
right
know.
now or in
Huh?
August.
By the way, not only saves lives, it will save taxpayers. Just what I did on the first
Well,
round.
you know the
of
credit, the report
saves
bureaus don't
taxpayers
drag their feet about taking it out.
I'll check it in August.
$160
I'll
billion
get back to
Yeah.
you in August.
because they don't have
Yeah,
to
like
pay
I
these
said.
exorbitant prices to these anyway. This year, Medicare is negotiating lower prices for some of the costliest drugs on the market. That threats everything. That treats everything from heart disease to arthritis. In the next term, we want to go further. Give Medicare the power to negotiate lower prices for 50 drugs a year, not 10. That not only saved lives, it's estimated to save the taxpayer another $200 billion a year. This is saving taxpayers money. By the way, if you notice, all the stuff they said, big spend in Biden, we have lowered the deficit, not raised it. We've increased economic growth. Folks, here's what else I'm determined to do.
Oh, wow.
To end Trump's tax cuts for the very wealthy and big corporations, and make the tax code fair and ease the burden on working people. I kept my commitment that no one making less than $400,000, I never saw in my life till I got elected president, will pay a penny more in federal taxes. But here's the deal. We have in America, since the pandemic, 1,000 billionaires. 1,000. You know how much in federal tax they pay? 8.2%. That's their federal tax, 8.2%. We're going to make billionaires pay a minimum of 25%, which is low. No billionaire should pay a lower tax rate than a teacher, a firefighter, a nurse, a janitor. That's simply ridiculous. And when we do that, that alone will generate $500 billion in revenue over the next 10 years, allowing us to lower costs for families and save the government money. We can do more on elder care, child care, bringing down the federal deficit, and so much more. This is not rocket science, folks, but they've convinced us that any spending of money is costly. It's saving money. God's truth, it's saving money.
What happened? He moved away from the microphone?
You know,
I don't know. What is he
the
doing?
next president of the United States could appoint 2 or more justices to the Supreme Court. Just imagine.
There you go. Now you're loud again.
I know the states. Folks, my vision for the future will continue to be all about working people in this nation. And my whole career, go back and look at it. I've not been perfect by any stretch of the imagination. But a simple proposition, the family I come from, the neighborhood I come from. Everybody
We can't hear
deserves a
you.
shot. Just a
It's like
shot,
only
no
one of them
guarantee.
on.
Give hate no safe harbor. Leave no one behind. That's a stark contrast to my predecessor, the mega officials. They'll do everything, undo everything the NAACP stands for. But now they're trying to deny it. They're lying about their Project 2025. They want to deny you freedom, the freedom of the vote, have your vote counted. They'd impose a nationwide ban on abortion. His new vice president, if you ever have any doubt, man, just take a look at what he's been saying. They want to prosecute political enemies. They want to cut Social Security and Medicare, rip away protection from millions of pre-existing conditions, over 400 million people. Stop Medicare from negotiating lower prescription drug prices, risking people's lives, costing the government more money. They'd eliminate the Department of Education. No, you ought to read it, saying it's a state issue. Give me a break, a state. We know how well we do with the states. It would cut school lunches, eliminate the Head Start program for lower-income children. It allow employees to stop paying overtime, employers to stop paying, catch this one, stop paying overtime to hourly workers. They're such good people. But give the very wealthy and big corporations a new tax cut. They've already eviscerated affirmative action. They'd also decimate diversity, equity, and inclusion all across American life. They're already trying to do it by banning books. They're trying to erase Black history. Black history is American history. Folks, I'm not being dramatic. We cannot let that happen. That's why it's so important to me. It was so important to me to make Juneteenth a federal holiday. They can't erase it. People are going to know what
Yeah,
happened.
Tristan, I agree with you.
That's why I made federal lynching
Shout
a
out to
federal hate
Tristan in the
crime
chat. I
in
see
Emmett
you.
Till's memory, and that's where you bring a reminder.
Hey, Tristan.
Remember they tried to do? As well as establish national monuments for Mamie and Emmett Till, and so much more. So there's no doubt about what's happening. Look, folks, as I said before, we know Black history is American history.
Tristan
As simple as
says
that.
deuces or
Let me close
peace,
with this.
whichever one. We take both of them, Tristan.
Tom tells us,
We appreciate you.
I've been young and now I'm old. Yet I have not seen the righteous forsaken. I have not seen the righteous forsaken. And I will not see the righteous forsaken. Hopefully, with age, I've demonstrated a little bit of wisdom. Here's what I do know. I know how to tell the truth. I know right from wrong. I know how to do this job. And I know the good Lord hasn't brought us this far to leave us now. There's more work to do. This is the moment to be engaged. The work you're doing to recruit hundreds of thousands of volunteers, move millions of people to make their voices heard, may well determine America's future for decades to come. And folks, that's important. We must all be defenders for freedom, justice, equality, and the bedrock of democracy.
Yeah, I agree.
There's
It's a
been
horrible
no more important voice in
representation,
that
but
truth
you didn't need to
than the
type it in
voices
all
of the
caps.
Black
Let's not do
community.
that.
I mean it. When Americans fail to live up to what we say we believe, you don't give up hope, nor do I. We've always loved this country, even if it has not loved us back. We worked hard as hell.
He talking about some damn
Just think
us
about
like
it.
he black.
Our children, your children, grandchildren.
You know you ain't black if you don't vote for Joe.
All America.
How he talking about some we always love this
My
country
answer.
even when it ain't love us back.
An America
What?
of hope.
Man, let him. I want to hear about corn pop. He ain't talked about corn pop
Possibility.
in a long time.
Look, I spent more time.
Corn
Yeah,
pop.
Tom, I'm black and I'm cringing because I'm over here like WTF.
I was with him
Really?
in China on the steps of the mountain. And he looked at me and he said, "Can you
Yeah,
define
that shit,
America?"
that right there, that was facts, sir.
I said, "It's recorded." I said, "Yes, in one word, America. Possibilities. Nothing is beyond our capacity.
Everything is possible.
America, where it's full of promises available to everybody.
I'm saying nothing, Joe.
America, where racism and violence are no longer the ghost that has too long haunted the nation. Folks, this is about you and your families.
Yeah, corn pop is a
Everything
bad
NAACP has stood for
man.
generations. Freedom, democracy,
Shout out to
America.
corn pop.
Always marching, always believing, always keeping the faith. We're going to do this. So let me ask you, are you all in?
Motherfucking corn
I'm all
pop.
You
in.
think?
We just have to remember who we are. We are the United States of America, and there's nothing beyond our capacity when we do it together. And let's stay together. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops.
Well, he went longer than I predicted.
Okay, yeah.
Then we're gonna let him go too long now.
Okay, well, let's start with hold on. All right, so we got to start with the obvious. We're gonna start with this comment that I have pinned from Tom S. Thank you for the comment, Tom. I appreciate you stopping by. He said, as a black person, you should cringe right now. Cause like, did y'all really catch that? He said we've always loved America even when it didn't love us back. Joe, what you been through?
Well, him and corn pop at the swimming pool and in Scranton and whatever. You know that? Come on, y'all don't remember these
I don't
stories?
know damn black people in Scranton. There still ain't no black people in Scranton.
I'm just
What?
saying. Corn pop was there. What you mean?
Hell,
What you mean?
okay.
What you mean? You don't
Hold
recall?
on, y'all. I'm about to
You don't recall?
wait.
Shout out to Lil Woody, y'all. Shout out to Lil Woody.
Cause this right here. Hold up. Now we got a white chick and y'all ain't gonna put a white chick and a Chinese chick talking about what Trump. I mean what Joe just had to
Sounded
say.
like they were cheering, especially when he asked them, Selena, are you all in? There was a resounding yes.
Kana, I can tell you the energy in this room was electric. People are starting to walk out now, but during the entirety of that speech, you had many people behind me standing the entire time. There's a bunch of people in front of me as well. You can't see it. They were also standing and cheering. There were chants for 4 more years. There was one part of that speech I want to isolate, which is when he said that Vice President Kamala Harris is a great vice president, would also be a great president. You had cheers during that moment, Kana, but then you also had chants afterwards of people saying 4 more years. And we had spoken before the president started speaking. I was talking to many of the NAACP members who are here today, and some of them told me they would prefer Vice President Harris at the top of the ticket. One man telling me he thinks she would bring fresh, new ideas instead of the same old
Such as
thinking.
what? She
But
ain't
then
said
again, you've
nothing
got a
new.
lot of folks here who say they are behind President Biden no matter what. One woman telling me that the criticism against President Biden is, quote, ageism. So you really got split views here. But as you say, the president delivering a very strong and fiery speech. And I will also point out that he did thread the needle at the beginning of
Yeah,
his speech.
Carrie.
He
Yep.
did
But
bring
for
up the
right now,
attempted assassination of the former president, Donald Trump. But he pivoted that in a way. He said, we need to stand up against all violence, not only talk about some kinds of violence, but all violence. He talked about how America needs to stand up to gun violence, violence against George Floyd, against white supremacy, against all types of violence, against Black police officers on January 6th. So you did see the president pivot there and also say that he hopes the former president is recovering well, saying that he is grateful Donald Trump was not seriously injured.
He did say that, and I thought it was an interesting moment as well, Selena, because when he said that, you also heard that crowd of people cheer in support for what he was saying there. This is a crowd of people who were also sharing that notion with him that they were glad that former President Donald Trump was not more severely injured or killed in that assault. However, he also did use that to sort of weave in some concerns about what a Trump administration would look like. He talked about some concerns. He said that Donald Trump would cause a recession, that his policies would cause a recession. He also talked about everything that Biden and his administration has done for HBCUs, but also, of course, I do want to note the Donald Trump signed a bipartisan bill, right, sending $250 million a year to HBCUs. That was in 2019. But again, I think you're right, Selena. He used this moment and what happened to Donald Trump also to talk about his plan to ban assault weapons and some other things like that. But the way it was received in the room, I thought was very poignant when he talked about that.
Yeah, but that
And it is a pretty
rifle
tricky
that was
balance to
used on
strike with the
Saturday is
president
not an
saying that
assault
we need
weapon.
to
It's a
lower the
rifle.
political temperature, that this is a moment of tension, of unrest, but also not shying away from drawing the contrast between his vision and that of Donald Trump, often referring to him as my predecessor, painting this pretty dark vision of what a MAGA presidency could look like. And as we talked about earlier, the president finally here doing a better job of articulating what his future vision would be when it comes to relieving student debt, his investments in climate, investing in HBCUs, his economic vision, his plan to lower those rent prices. I will say the president did make a bit of a slip up the first time he talked about rent prices. It is a 5% cap per year that he's proposing. He appeared to say 55, but then the president later correcting that. But again, I think people here, when I spoke to them, they said they really wanted to see a forward-looking message, and you did get that in conjunction with a message about his record and what he's already accomplished.
Yeah, exactly right. So he wasn't just touting his past policies. He was, again, trying to lay out his plan for the first 100 days. And he went on to say, turning down the temperature on the rhetoric doesn't mean not telling the truth. So that was interesting contrast, an interesting split screen to what we're seeing here behind us at the Republican National Convention that's getting kicked off, as you can hear. Selena Wang, our thanks to you for joining us there from Las Vegas, again, in that crucial swing state. We have a lot more special coverage ahead here on ABC News Live. Of course, we are here at the Republican National Convention.
And we will be carrying that coverage here on I-78 as well as on the People's Podcast with VB in Israel. But right now we gotta go ahead and deal with what we just saw. What are your thoughts on this, VB?
The last thing the young lady just said, this message for the future, I call bullshit. All I've heard was the same speech he was giving in the 90s. Go back and listen to Joe Biden in the 90s, and that's exactly what you just heard. He's speaking to that same group of boomers that he always speaks to. They don't represent black people in America today. Now, what you saw last night was you saw young black men. They were all millennials. They were all West Point graduates and things of that nature. And they are the future. These old civil right ass boomers that he's still speaking to, they are out of touch. Ain't no historically black colleges in Vegas. What do we? So, I mean, he's speaking to a crowd of people who ain't never been to a HBCU. They've never seen it. Out of touch. They just like the way things sound. And I guarantee they use slick words, people, like pledge. Remember what we learned about pledge during the Johnny Depp trial? Amber Heard kept trying to say, "Yeah, I pledged the money to the women's victim group." Did you give it to him? No, yeah, I pledged it. She would not say same thing. So just because you pledging all of these billions of dollars don't mean they gonna get it. There's so much corruption and theft that goes on in HBCUs. I remember in the 90s when I was at South Carolina State University, go Bulldogs. Mushikawa was one of the vice presidents of finance. He had stole something like $16 million.
Good grief.
You know how much money that was in the 90s?
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know if they getting this money or not because it's the same group of people. Like I said last night, those boomers, they use civil rights era to cut a place for themselves in the clergy, into politics, into all kind of organizations like the NAACP, who ain't never did a damn thing for anybody in Gen X and beyond. I ain't never known nobody to get no scholarship from them. And I went to a HBCU.
I did.
And I went to a PWI. I don't know nobody who ever. I remember when they would come by the house and talk to my grandfather and try to get donations. And I told them, hey, you don't want to talk to me. You don't. Hey, Brother Johnson, don't you want to come and talk to us? Now you want to talk to me? When you got your hand out? Same group of, that's the same people running the church, stealing money from the church, same politicians, the Black Congressional Caucus is the same group. And they love the DEIs, and that's why you got the Fawnies, even though that phonetically don't make no sense. Fawny, because she said we can't say Fanny no more because
she missing a U. She need a U or a W.
Something is wrong with us because I know she said this today. I know why y'all call me Fanny because y'all fixation on black women's butts.
Girl, anyway.
No, we call you Fanny because that's the phonetic spelling of your name. If you switch the F to D, she would be Danny, right?
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't call her Donnie or Dawny. Dawn is DAW. Can't just be making up. Ninjas always want to make up language. Want to rewrite the English language, and we supposed to ignore the letters that we see and mispronounce them purposely. Oh God, like the name Keisha, we pronounce it Keisha. Now we got 50 damn versions of Keisha. I'm like, wait a minute, ain't we gonna pronounce that IA on the end?
Right.
But that's me. That's me. Y'all got me rambling and shit. I'm rambling like
that make too much sense.
But yeah, they cater to that certain group. Those fools are dinosaurs. They're dying off. They won't be here in 10 years, the vast majority of them. And the Democratic Party is trying to hold on to these old civil rights era ninjas that ain't going to be here. The Republican Party showed you we're ready to move into the future. We got young, vibrant black men. The best of the best. And he brought up talking points. He done brought up Charleston. What else did he bring up? I'm like, did you really go to the Charleston, the Buffalo shooting? And then he went to the Charleston shooting. Are we serious? Now, Kamala done made a career locking black people up for weed, small possessions of weed. Now, all of a sudden,
among other things, right?
that's gonna free them. Come on, now, y'all really that stupid?
Wait, what?
That one ain't been nothing but an opportunist ever since she was dating Montel Williams. Okay,
Shy should use them.
don't get me going.
Shy, y'all. I need somebody who is a prominence without they whole facts being 20 pages long.
Right? Wait, what's going on in the comments? Hold on, man.
Huh?
I was talking. I couldn't keep up with them as I was talking.
Oh.
See, y'all gonna get the facts over here. Y'all gonna get truth. Y'all ain't heard real black people speak before. And a lot of y'all, you know, a lot of times y'all be surprised, like, whoa, wait a minute. Because a lot of black people, they don't tell you the truth. They don't tell non-blacks what they really think. You know, they tell y'all what they give y'all the safe speech. You know, they give you the coded language, that kind of thing. I'm gonna give you the same talk no matter who come in this chat. You're gonna get it one way. You're gonna get all raw. You're gonna get raw. You're gonna get that long strokes over here. Okay. Shout out to the lead attorney. You're gonna get them long strokes over here. Okay, and what are we talking? Wait a minute, let's see. I'm trying to read some of these chats that coming in kind of fast. Hold on. But yeah, they but that's you got different kind of black folk. Like I said, you got these churchy black folk. You know, they don't believe in the Bible; they just believe in the church. So you know, they believe in all that crazy stuff. And only God can judge me and all the stuff that ain't in the Bible. They them. That's a Tupac song. That ain't in the Bible. But anyway, you know, them and them churchy folk, the clergy who got they done had they, and I got family members like this, so I ain't, you know, I know these people very well. They done been, you know, they done had their hands in church money, in organizational money, Democratic Party money for generations. Damn, y'all typing so fast. Oh hell, Satan! What are you talking? What? Okay, so we're gonna user one. Let me see. Can I
Do what?
User one needs to get the hell up out of here.
Oh yeah, no, we can't have that.
Yeah, we can't have that. I can't do it from where I'm at.
I got it.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Where my mods at, man? Where they at? Where my Spartans at?
Okay. I had to make sure nothing else up there. We absolutely do not. Okay, you know what? We're gonna go ahead. There you go. What's up, Derek? How you doing?
Yeah, I don't even understand this comment. You got some crazy. Derek Gaines is in the house.
Yeah, the legends in the house.
I think some of y'all need to proofread what y'all typing and read it to yourself before you hit send or whatever. Because sometimes these sentences are very incoherent. And it may make sense to you. And trust me, if you read it out loud, it's not a complete thought. Some of you.
Yeah, Derek. We just watched President Biden address the 115th convention of the NAACP.
And then what killed me is people be second and agreeing with coherent thoughts. I agree with it. Really.
Listen.
This is funny. I gotta read the chat more. This is funny. Good stuff and bad stuff, but we're gonna let it rock. We're gonna let it rock.
So there, we're just listening to some thoughts that V had on the address.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm trying to catch up with the conversation.
It went way off. Don't believe the Bible because it ain't real and it wasn't proven.
Oh, that's what they at. That's what's going on right now.
Yeah, that's what was going on. So yeah,
I mean, I guess they didn't catch my stream earlier where I was talking about the Willie Lynch letters. I said it at the beginning of that stream. People always want to doubt that the Bible was real and the Willie Lynch letters were real. But they believe all of these other damn books without question. That is amazing and fascinating to me. Fascinating. Fascinating.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh no, he did. His most noteworthy comment was and I quote, "We've always loved America even when it didn't love us back."
Speaking for black folk. But Biden was saying we as in us black folk. What?
Okay, Peggy, we not doing all that up in here. Yeah,
wow,
we ain't doing all that.
Chat. Is this my chat or your chat?
This is my chat. Okay. I think. Yeah. We ain't doing all that. Yeah, Derek. That's what he said. That is what he said. He said we have always loved America, even when he didn't love us back.
We black folk.
And child, they was in there screaming 4 more years, and you know our pain. Crazy.
And he had to shout out Catfish Nugget Clyburn. He shouted him out.
He came on screaming about him and his support.
Because them Catfish Nuggets is serious down there in South Carolina.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what was popping off.
But no, to answer Derek's question, I just got to it in the chat. No, he didn't say anything different. You can pretty much piece this together from going back to the 90s for things he's been saying the whole time. It's almost word for word. I didn't hear anything new.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what was going on with that.
Did you highlight Tom's comment just now?
Which one?
I don't know.
Hold on.
It starts out with "You're a fool."
Oh, Bob, you're a fool. Morals don't disappear.
It looks like it's highlighted on my end, so.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you wanted to talk about that, so.
I mean, you can talk about it. Go ahead.
I can barely see it.
It says it was telling Bob he's a fool. Morals don't just appear. There's no way morals just appear in your head. Some way, somehow, we all know what is right and wrong. That is divine.
Spelled divine wrong, but yeah, I mean, well, I kind of question that though, Tom. I used to believe that, we all had a good sense of what right is right, wrong is wrong. But now it's like, man, some people are just, it's like, do you really believe that shit? Like, are you serious? And people be so wrong, and they just, in their mind and with their point of view, they can't see where they're wrong. And that's fascinating to me. You know, just on something quite simple, you know. So yeah, no, I don't know in today's world we if that statement is any longer true. I used to believe it was a collective consciousness where we all could at least have a base level of understanding where we all could say, okay, this is true, this is false. But now we exist in a time where there's my truth and your truth, you know, and my facts, and facts ain't just facts. I have my own separate set of facts. You know, we live in that world today, and it's outstanding. It's amazing. And I don't have to agree with your set of facts. I got to, you know, with this, and it's Oprah's fault. I always tell y'all that it's Oprah's fault. She gave everybody the mic and they told everybody their opinion matters. And this is where all this my truth came from. We can have separate truths, you know. I mean, there used to be a word for that called conjecture, you know, but we don't, you know, we just make everything false equivalents now, you know. Yeah, good comment, though. Good comment. Good comment to Tom. Let's see where we at. Some good stuff in here.
So what?
I said there's some good stuff in the chat. I'm just looking at some of the comments and trying to like just jump in and out on them. What gives him the right? Derek said, what gives him the right? What gives who the right, Derek?
Joe, with that comment.
Oh, he got a lot of guns behind him. That's what gives him the right. What you mean? Got a lot of guns behind him. You got a lot of guns behind you. You get some rights that you ain't had before. All right, what we got here? You highlighted another one. What's that one? You highlighted another one. What was? Go ahead and read that one.
Huh?
Read the one you just highlighted.
Oh, you talking about from Bob? Pointing out someone is committing a fallacy of a straw man is not insulting. Oh, there was another one I had up here. Hold on. Oh, how about this one? This says, y'all, this is 1 cup, 2 bears. Y'all prideful. It's about the content of character, not skin color. We blacks are being trained to be the new racist peoples, spreading division and not unity. No Jesus and no peace.
We blacks are being trained to be the most racist.
The new racist peoples.
The new racist. Oh, okay. Black people have been some of the most racist people in this country if you truly understand what racism is. That's the problem. We don't understand words. Words matter over here. So racism, and I'll give y'all the definition so there's no argument about it. It's a competitive relationship between groups of people. They're competing for wealth, power, and resources. And when one group of people get so much resources, they can force others to act against their own best interests. Dr. Claude Anderson, Powernomics. That's where that definition comes from. Most times, y'all are mixing up prejudice and bigotry with racism. Racism is an economic term. So let's make sure we operating on the same operating software system over here so we can have intelligent conversation, because too often people are using different definitions for words and we don't know what the hell y'all talking about. Personally, I'm like, what are we talking about? And if anybody's confused by that definition, I'll be more than happy to give you an example of it.
Okay, so back to the address. The what I was talking about the the comments about inflation going down. Well, inflation
Yeah.
not being as bad as reported, and it's going down, and that the economy is as strong as it's been.
Who cares what you agree with, Sir Bob? I gave you a definition and I gave you a citation. That's what we go by over here. It's not for you to agree or disagree. That's the definition. It's an economic term. Everything else is prejudice and bigotry. There's no argument. Dr. Claude Anderson has been teaching this for over 40 years. Multiple books he's discussed this topic. He was an economist for multiple presidents. So I think he's pretty much more credible than you.
Ooh, child, he said you ain't black.
Huh?
Oh, Jesus.
Say what?
Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, he said, look it up. Derek said, look it up for yourself. Bob said your citation isn't. Wait a minute, your citation isn't an important authority. The actual definition is different. Okay, y'all. This ain't really to get into, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got some people just want to argue to be arguing, okay? I wish we was on my channel and then I would play the definition of him speaking it word for word. Again, you know.
Okay, so
people
what's
talk when they shouldn't be talking sometimes. And like we always tell you over here, if you don't really know what you're talking about, you might want to be quiet and listen, and maybe you might learn something. Okay. But all that, I agree, I disagree, you can go somewhere else and do that. That's why that's a circular argument. That's totally the opposite of what we try to do over here. We actually want to move the conversation. This is basic elementary shit. And we've been talking about it for over a decade. We're here on social media. This is basic shit over here.
Okay, wait a minute, because hold on. 1 cup, 2 bears. He said if you on welfare, wait a minute, if you're on welfare, you don't care about inflation. Money is free like reparations. If you're riding the bus, you don't care about the gas prices. These is facts.
No, I would disagree with that, man. Because you know, people on welfare, when you sold food stamps, it used to be what $100 of food stamps was $50. Now it's like 70. You know, they can't get that even exchange no more. I told you about the people that was about the girl and that old woman that got us
more
that
like
fight in Walmart over that shit.
More like 100 for 100 for 25 right now. Yeah, folks hurting. Hold on, what else he said?
Nah, they in the bus prices don't going up. Shit, it ain't $2 no more. They getting.
I get what he's saying. He's saying if you ain't got to pay for the gas, you don't care about how much being used. Hold on. Okay, 1 cup, 2 bears say I'm a black business owner, so inflation affects me and mine different. Trump helped small businesses, Biden ruined them. I'm voting Trump.
Okay, that's I agree with that. I mean,
yeah. So I mean that was in response.
Yeah, I think that's a fair comment.
Yeah, everybody. Some people still selling their stamps, but it's not as prevalent as it once was. Some of the folks holding on to their stamps.
Yeah. It got rough at one point. It got a little rough at one point where everybody was out here. You know, somebody selling stamps. They was asking constantly.
Yeah, folks on the hunt now. I know what chick she wrote 75 miles to buy some stamps.
Yeah.
What big lady?
Well, you know, that's the thing. Democrats said that don't happen. They said for years. And Hustle Man ain't been able to do his job because they put everything behind the glass now. So Hustle Man can't even do his job. Hustle Man used to walk down the street selling Tide and lotion and cocoa butter.
I know, right?
You don't see Hustle Man at all no more.
Derek said he remember when bus fare used to be 50 cents.
Well, Derek old as shit, man. I don't know.
Wow. Well, keep in mind he in Cincinnati. He ain't in Charlotte. He in Cincinnati.
I don't know about that, man. I ain't that old. I'll have to respect my elders on that one. Trump 2024. Shout out to Trump. Oh man, what's the big lady's name? The one talking? What big lady? What are you talking about?
Hold on, what's the big lady name? You talking about me, B? I'm on I-78. I mean, but you could come up with a.
Yeah, why we had to say it like that? You got one woman talking and one man talking. Why ask what's the big lady's name like it's a group of women talking? Oh, there go Derek laughing at me. Yeah, see, we interact with y'all sometime. I know we've been letting y'all rock all weekend, but there'll be times we gonna address what you're saying. Yeah, you're right, Bob. It's a sly way of being rude. We call it low key. That's you being low key, a sneak dissing. Same thing. All of that means the same. And we ain't gonna have that shit over here either. You want to call somebody? Who was that to call my man out the other night? Steven? Nah, we say names over here. We don't do low key. We call people out directly. We don't do that punkish.
What you say, B? Hold up, I'm going back up here because I was talking to my daddy. My bad, y'all. You like BBWs? Okay. Yeah, Bob said it was a sly way of being rude.
Yeah, I mean it was unnecessary. It's only
What
one
you
woman
say,
talking.
you broke now I'm being rude. Wow. So Bob say now I'm broke because you being rude. Please, brother, learn the form of saying it.
We all broke. Why people say that like that hurts somebody?
I don't know. Derek, yeah. Y'all better be cool. So Derek Gaines come for y'all. Be cool.
Derek the legend of
Yeah, girl, go ahead and play the tape, big sis. Go ahead and play the tape. Play the tape, big sis. Messy with Sean. Oh, she finna play the tape, child.
Yeah, I hate that broke shit. How much is broke? Let's put a number on it.
What you say, B?
I said, let's put a number on this broke talk. What number is broke? How much is broke? Somebody tell me. I've been asking this for 100 streams. Okay. What is broke? We love throwing that word around. We all broke.
Because I want to see myself. Hold on.
All right. Okay. I suggest you in the wrong place to try to come in preaching.
Hold on. What was said? Okay. If you broke, you ain't a man. Wait a minute. If you broke, you ain't a man is a provider. Okay.
We're all broke. So tell me how much you need not to be broke. What is that number? I'll wait.
Hold on. Wait a minute. What did 1 cup 2 bears say? In my church, there are all different colors of skin colors. Christ unites us in good moral character. We should be studying his mindset so we can build a better society for our children.
See, this is that Christian rhetoric. We're not going to do that over here.
Hold on. 1 cup been trying to keep the peace the whole time we've been on here. Hang on, V. Derek said you want Bob, you on thin ice. Did you understand that complete sentence? B said if you don't have $1,000, you broke. Oh, and hell, ain't nobody in this house broke then. We good.
Yeah, the average American has less than $400 in emergency savings, if we're going to use that metric. I'm asking for a salary. What salary?
But he just said if you got he said if you don't have $1,000, you broke. So $999 and under is broke.
Right. And that's the average American.
Okay, so wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Bob said, for me, broke is worrying about making ends meet. If you're comfortable and don't have to worry about your next paycheck, then you out of brokenness.
See, I don't want to hear the rhetoric, okay? I want to hear a number, sir.
Well, see, okay, Bob wasn't the one that B was the one that started hollering about broke. Bob didn't say nothing about being broke.
Well, whoever's saying broke, I want a number. What's
that's
number?
B who's talking about that was B talking about people being broke. Bob didn't mention nothing about being broke.
Well, whoever got the number, I want the number. I don't want to hear all of this fluffy bullcrap rhetoric. What is the salary or the income, whatever? Give me a number annually that you need to make not to be considered to be broke. I'll wait. Let's talk like intelligent folk.
And then what they say, One Cup says, if your family can't stand you, then you broke. I'm a rich man because my family loves being around me. Money don't mean shit. Money come and go. Here go Deathmore talking about you don't buy grocery with love. We know this. But if you got people who love you, you ain't never gonna starve. Let's come on. Let's use some sense. There's no way hell I'm broke. This is what we doing, sir.
Yeah, let's stick to facts and not pass the pork chops rhetoric and Deacon Clap Cheeks rhetoric. I really don't want to hear it, and you really don't want to get me going on that topic.
He said, if you have a job, you're not broke, maybe just irresponsible, or maybe your job just don't pay enough to cover your expenses. That don't necessarily mean you being irresponsible.
Right. Can somebody give me a number? Let's stop talking the rhetoric. What's the number? Let's talk economics. Let's talk math. What is the number? Gross salary that y'all are talking about, and then we can have an intelligent conversation. And the reason why y'all aren't asking my question, because you don't know. You just want to talk ish. Did I ask for the average American household income, or did I ask for what number y'all are saying broke is? What am I asking for? And you're wrong, by the way. Your numbers are wrong. Your numbers are very wrong. You're about $20,000 off from what you just said. See, know what you're talking about. But answer the question, what is broke? And that goes to the person who brought up the broke thing. What is broke? How much is broke? Let's give us a number. Is it 20,000? Is it 30,000? 40,000? What is considered broke? Okay, there you go. You keep I really hate when people don't follow instructions. It really irks me. So you keep answering, just put a number in. I don't need your words. I need a number. What is the number? It's a lot of people that live with their parents for different reasons. That don't mean you're broke. Oh boy, here we go. Another UK person. I can't stand when they come over here. Oh boy. So Mr. UK, 25K and under in UK dollars. Why don't you make the adjustment for us? You can go right on Google and do the conversion for us so we can know what you're talking about, right? Now it's probably broke. Now, see how we were very matter of fact a little while ago. Now we slipping the word probably in, right? That's interesting. It's interesting. Very interesting. Y'all talk too much and can't answer simple questions. Who cares what your first job was? Without context, that means nothing to us. We don't know what year that was. We don't know what state that was in. So why are you telling us that like we know you? All of them words for y'all to say nothing. Just put a number in and make it relevant for today. Why is this a hard conversation for y'all? All y'all, I'm assuming y'all are intelligent people. Y'all are making this very difficult. Okay, now here we go. So B, I think says again. I don't know why you're saying again because it's the first time I'm seeing this number. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you posted it earlier, and I apologize, but I didn't see 60 to 70,000 before. 60 to 70,000 K. Where are you saying? Where? What state? What city? Give me a city that you're saying that number, because you have to adjust for cost of living. Now we getting somewhere.
Okay, again, if you don't make 60 to 70,000, you are broken off from the ATL. Well, first off, 60 to 70,000 is broken in ATL. 60 to 70,000 is damn near broken in Charlotte, North Carolina. What you talking about, bro? Yeah, we talking about gross or net.
We talking about gross.
Okay.
We talking about gross. We ain't even got the net. We're talking about
gross. See, I deal with net. I don't want to hear about gross.
I know what you're thinking. I know why you said what you said. I know you was thinking that. So $60,000 to $70,000 in Atlanta. We're talking about ATL. What's the median salary for ATL? What's the median household income for ATL? Anybody can look that up. Just go to Google and type it for me. Median household income ATL. Let's have a real conversation about this. Let's go down this rabbit hole.
I'm not looking that up, y'all. I'm doing something else. So y'all go ahead and look that up. He said, if you living with your parents on a minimum wage job in Tennessee, it's gonna be different than living in California. Every situation is different.
I know. That's why I asked the question.
Hang on, wait a minute. I got another one. B says, I'm a forklift driver and I make $30 an hour. Plus, I run my own food truck, which brings in another $60K. So my net worth at the end of the year is like $100K. No, sir, you ain't took out none of them taxes, and you
ain't took out your food costs, your
okay,
labor costs.
This be my thing.
We know
this be my thing right here. When people be talking about you're saying I make $100K and this and all of that, I don't want. If you got to take 3 jobs to get it done, I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to people who netting $100K with 1 job. Them the ones I want to talk about.
Yeah, what percentage of that? I got a question for whoever said that. Who is that said that? B, that $100,000 that you claimed you had. What was your food cost?
Yeah, what was your take home? Yeah, we want 100 take home after everybody paid. That's what we want to hear about.
Yeah. So y'all be trying to make yourselves be smarter than what you are, and you walk into a room not realizing who you talking to. Funny. But going back to what were we talking about originally? The parents. What if you got a house that's paid for?
Yeah.
What if you're living debt free and you taking care of your parents and you got investment income coming in along with that along with that minimum wage job, or
This is the thing
that
right here. Even if you, let's say you're saying your let's say your parents leave you a house and you live there and you still work, you should be good on top of good on top of good.
I mean, we can't just say a broad statement. Oh, because you live with your parents. I remember my parents came to live with me because they had a fire.
Hell, and depending on what kind of
And I had
situation
the
your parents
room.
in, you might end up spending more money.
And I needed the daycare help. So I was saving money on daycare for my 4 kids while my parents was living with me. So there are a lot of different situations, and by no means was I broke. So situations are different. But that's why we got to have a baseline number. And right now, the number on the table is 60 to 70K, which I call bullshit on. The average black woman in this country makes $36,000 a year. The average black man makes $45,000 a year, roughly.
Right. We
The
talking
average
about
white
one job.
man-
We ain't talking about you rolling 2 or 3 of them together. We talking
The
about
average white man makes
one
around
job.
51. And that's countrywide, nationwide median income.
Wait a minute, what you saying? Be 100K a lot to y'all? Y'all ain't seen much. B, we not gonna do that because no, I no.
100K, 100K,
100K. That ain't nothing.
100K in New York City is only $43,000 in Atlanta. So what are you talking about? Just throwing out that $100,000 number doesn't mean nothing.
Okay, Bob. Okay, so but since we talking gross, your 45 turns to 30 real quick after you pay taxes and benefits. Now what we doing? And see, this is where folk get tripped up.
Because they don't know
your salary is not what you bringing in the house. Your salary is before they start deducting on you.
Yeah, your gross
So
salary.
60,000 is gonna turn into. I'm gonna give you on the high end 60, depending on where you are, is gonna turn into 45 real quick.
Easy. And that's before benefits come out. Insurance.
Yeah, that's just the tax. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Any kind of perks you might got coming out, FSA card, any of that shit.
Yeah. Facts.
Hell, I was taking out about $3,000 a year and putting that on my FSA card so I could buy glasses.
Yep.
Tax free. Y'all not talking to people who don't know money here, okay? You're not talking to people who ain't never made real money. But the question is, my comment is, we got to stop using that broke word. Because what you're saying don't make sense. Because if you're saying 60 to 70, that means 90% of Americans are broke.
Oh, thank you, Mel.
According to y'all's definition.
Hold on. You're gonna love this piece right here. 50K is 50K is average household like average wear. In a household, it could be 20 people in the house.
But that's fine. We could go by household. That's fine.
Okay.
We can go for my argument. That just furthers my argument.
Okay, wait a minute.
That furthers my
argument. You
said
45. Yeah, 45. Yeah, if you're making 45, you're struggling. Absolutely. Hold on. Here go B. Black women will make way more than black men. I'm telling you now, as a black man. Well, I'm telling you as a black woman, that ain't true.
Matter of fact, no group of women on the planet has ever out-earned their men. It's never happened. Never.
Hold on. Bob said he bringing in 155 before tax as a computational physicist. Okay. Yeah, black women ain't never out-earned black men. No, like you said, no group of women has ever out-earned a man.
Yeah, we beating them by $10,000 right now.
Hold on, if you own your own business, you can write off losses, so taxes are different than that.
I have an MBA.
Okay, but most businesses don't last 5 years.
Sir, I have an MBA. You don't have to tell me if you own a business speech. I understand that. I have an MBA. and also spent 30 years in corporate America. Again, know who the fuck you're talking to. You're not making sense.
What is B talk about? I know what I'm bringing to my house on the back end, so it don't even matter. Y'all both broke. Child, try that again, sir. Try that again. Because again, people with money ain't got to try to convince you they got money.
I'm just trying to define. I'm just trying to define what this broke shit is.
Hold on. What did Tasha say? Welcome, Natasha. To live comfortably in the state of Pennsylvania, you need to earn 91. That sound about right?
I would say more than that in
She said to be comfortable. She ain't said about, you know what I'm saying, to get your stuff paid and not have nobody bothering you. That sound about right. And then plus it depends on where in Pennsylvania too.
Yeah, I was gonna say it depends on where in Pennsylvania too, but yeah, I mean nothing wrong with that.
Okay, you know what, B, you get ready to say good night. Hold on. I know you ain't got no money. You got 4 kids, and yeah, you out the loop. You in poverty, bro.
Who said what?
B said, talking about, I know you ain't got no money. You got 4 kids. Yeah, you out the loop, and you in poverty, bro. I guess he's talking to you. Did you say something about your kids?
So what you mean my 2 grown kids that's off living on their own? You mean me that's retired and I've been retired since 40? Me? Fuck you talking about? See, when you do an ad hominem attack and you try to make things personal, you're admitting you lost the argument. And there was no argument. It was only a question as to what is broke, so we can have intelligent conversation going forward. But see, when you're a dumb motherfucker, you want to try to attack somebody to make yourself look bigger. But you
okay, wait a minute, hold up, because now he's trying to go in on there talking about his daughter 18 and make more money. So you happy that your 18-year-old daughter got to go out here and grind because 18-year-old Becky ain't out here grinding? See, that's that stupid shit.
Yeah. You only opening your mouth.
Becky ain't out here grinding. 18-year-old Louisa ain't out here grinding. 18-year-old Mayling ain't out here grinding. Just your 18-year-old daughter. That's stupid shit we do.
They only opening their mouth to switch feet. It's sad.
Like,
and you missed the question. Dude? The question wasn't an attack on anybody. It was simply let's define broke. Let's define where this line is that we call broke. And y'all put the line above the 99% of the median salary for Americans. Unbelievable. Even the highest income earners, which are Asians, are barely making what y'all talking about. Asians.
What is this?
Every other group ain't even close to that. I mean, that's how ridiculous what you're saying. And people been talking this 100,000 shit for years, and it don't make sense. Especially once you adjust for cost of living. You don't know what you're talking about. Especially Northeastern people. They're the worst. Every last one of them claim they make $100,000. They've been doing that for 3 years.
I thought she was about to shut her. I thought we was about to have to make a road trip. Why your friend out here?
What Derek Gaines say?
Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, he said, B, who the hell you talking to? Child, wait a minute. B done come up here trying to set up. Y'all don't fall for the foolishness again. Hell, that means you ain't handling your business if your 18-year-old daughter who need to be in college somewhere out here got the grind. We always taking shit we should be shame about and trying to turn it into some pride.
Yeah, kids
18, I wasn't grinding nowhere but in that classroom.
Some kids is gonna do their own thing. They ain't gonna listen to shit you say anyway. So, I mean, usually again, it's people who don't have kids who say stupid shit. You can't make your kids do shit when they get over 18. Hell, really 16.
Hell, what in the world?
Hell, them white kids are divorced. They divorce their parents. They don't play.
Yeah, after they get their check.
Yeah.
After they get their check and cash in on savings bond, that's when they be like, I don't need you no more. They be like, I'm out.
People are so disingenuous and they try to take little snips at what you say and try to use it as an attack, and they don't even fully understand. They don't have no context.
I'll say this. I'm gonna need that. Let's see what we got. How old is this? Oh, please put that over here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, good grief.
I'm sorry. But let's go back, man. We got way off topic trying to go down these rabbit holes. It's fun, but it's stupid. I think the Democrats, especially in contrast, so I think we just got a preview of next month's Democratic National Convention. Really get anything new, no hope for the future, nothing. It was just same old talking points going back to the 90s. Well, am I the only one that heard that?
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Exact. What you say? One cup. Yeah, yeah. Even seeing black moms use their children's social and ruin their credit. Yep. Derek say B couldn't handle intelligent conversation, so he tried to make it personal.
Yeah, I said that. That's ad hominem. That's all. That's automatically what ad hominem attack is. When they lose in the argument, they go to automatically to make it try to personal. That's ad hominem attack. Or they bring up talking points that's you can't prove one way or the other. You know, they like to do that too. You know, people like that. That's why I was holding everybody to numbers, because you can argue numbers, but you can't argue all of these damn talking points. And, you know, I'm a nuclear physicist, but I got time to sit on a fucking chat all day long on YouTube. Right.
No, Bob wasn't talking crazy. Bob was not the one talking.
Everybody can get it. I don't care. So I'm not sticking up for not one person. I'm giving all of them that. I don't want to hear none of that bullshit. Everybody likes to make everything grandiose when they get on the internet and reinvent themselves. It's unnecessary for the conversation that we were having. What is broke? Why do we need to know what your job title is? Why do we need to know what church you go to, what Pastor Porkchop said? Any of that bullshit. Answer the question. Well, we really supposed to be talking about this Democratic convention shit we saw tonight, because that's really what we saw. We saw a preview of the Democratic National Convention, and I hope they get it together, because I didn't like it. It's the same thing I've been seeing from the Democrats over the last 30, 40 years. I love lamp. What's that mean? What's lamp? Somebody said I love lamp.
Oh yeah, I don't know what that is.
What's lamp?
Hold on, I don't have one white or brown friend that uses their children for financial gain. Yeah, that shit. Yeah.
I don't rob banks. I ain't out here saying that every 5 minutes. Why do we do that?
I think it's more than one conversation going on.
I think so too. It's all over the place, but they keep going off on these little tangents. That's why I'm trying to focus it. Let's get back to the point.
Anchorman. Oh yeah, Anchorman. Try to get off my shit.
Anchorman.
Try that Sex Panther.
You got me with that one. And usually I'm a movie buff, so you got me with that one. You stunned my ass with that one. I'm like, what the fuck is lamp?
Good one. See what's popping. Make sure we ain't missing nothing deep.
All right, what we got?
No, yeah. We got to wrap this up because the convention is about to start around a little bit
Yeah, I
after
think we was calling
7.
for that.
Yeah, we gonna put Joe to bed, but we still gonna be on with this Republican National Convention coverage.
Yeah, move your ass on, okay? If you want to teach, get your own channel, create your own channel, and spread your philosophy over there.
You come on back, One Cup. It's all right.
I hate that shit. That's that fake churchy Christian
Okay,
bullshit.
but he ain't. But they not on your channel, B. They not on your channel. They not on your channel.
Be blessed. That's a way of saying fuck you. That's that nice nasty.
I understand, but they not on your channel, so chill.
Yeah, so they could speak freely, but I can't.
Listen.
I'm just saying they could say offensive things, but I can't.
What's offensive?
That's offensive. That nice nasty shit.
That's you.
Offensive.
You got to chill though.
A lot of people.
You've been
a lot of people. Not just me.
Ain't nobody else saying nothing.
Because I'm the one that said I speak for the people. I say shit that people won't say.
Okay, well, some of the stuff you speaking for you and not the people, because all us ain't agreeing with it.
Everybody ain't going to agree.
I understand that, but when you simul streaming with people, you got to be mindful.
My opinion, but they can voice their opinion. How is that fair?
Well, if they was on your channel, you could blast on them, but if they ain't on your channel,
it's on.
It does matter what channel it's on.
So I can't speak freely on other channels. I can only do it on my channel.
Well, I mean, if the proprietor of the channel is telling you to chill, then you should chill.
Other people can come on your channel and say whatever they want.
No, it's been a couple people I done blocked and I ain't even mentioned what they said.
I just find it funny when we always talk this free speech, but then at some point we want to censor people's speech. We can't address it. We can't have dialogue about it. You know,
sometimes it's the way you choose to have dialogue that be the problem.
And yeah, it is. It is.
And that's for anybody. Sometimes just make one comment and let it go. Don't keep stoking the fire. Because that's what a lot of this was.
I responded.
You see, he came for Derek. Derek made his little 2 comments, and Derek ain't said nothing else to him, and he said nothing else to Derek.
They kept saying things. I had let it go and tried to move it on to let's go to the Democratic National Convention, and it kept going.
What?
What was said?
I have a ring too.
I have a ring too.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that too. That was in the movie. Never mind.
I love everybody. Okay.
Everybody love. You remember that in the movie?
I did. That's why I said okay.
Where, ma'am?
See, they just took another dig at me, but I ain't gonna say nothing.
Well, we about to wrap this up anyway, because we got but a few minutes before the festivities start. Be happy. Are you coming up tonight, Derek?
He's supposed to, and what's my man from the Indian dude?
He be back. Right?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
He said he's coming back. Girl, it's just hair trauma. What are you doing? That's too much. Oh, I guess that's why you don't care. I'm not doing all that.
What Derek say?
Yeah, he said, yeah, he coming.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Thank you, Derek.
Absolutely.
Oh, what time we gonna do it?
We about to get popping in about 10-15 minutes. So we gonna go ahead and wrap this up because we got to get ready.
Fresh ones? Okay.
Yeah, we got to start our first stream.
Okay.
Yeah, we gonna go ahead and wrap this up. We
Derek's
appreciate
supposed to be
everybody for
serving drinks.
stopping by for coverage of Joe Biden's speech at the NAACP convention. We appreciate y'all for stopping by. Definitely, you know what I'm saying, be sure to have your notifications on, because we will be covering everything that's going on from now till hell, I don't even know when.
Dog, right? We got a lot of stuff going on.
We got this convention. You know what I'm saying? The Joe I'm sure he gonna pop up and speak some more, see what's popping. Then we got, you know what I'm saying, the DNC next month. Yeah, we gonna keep y'all informed on what's
We
going on.
didn't even address what Fanny said early. Fanny, I told you the comment that she made. That was today.
Oh yeah, child. We
had her hair pulled back. I didn't even
get her whole ass later. We gonna get to her later.
I didn't even recognize. She had a little hair pulled back.
Child, that hoe.
Looked like she had a little tan too.
She be alright. She been somewhere she had no business. She ain't doing no work. All her stuff got shut down. So hey.
Well, you know she do it big.
Child, okay. I'm doing it big at the penitentiary. She gonna be doing it big at the penitentiary. So let her go ahead. All right, y'all. This concludes our coverage. We will be back, like I said, in about 10-15 minutes with live coverage from the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So definitely come back. We will see y'all in a few. Joe ain't like us. Definitely, Derek. Again, this is on I-78, and I do appreciate you guys for stopping by. We will see y'all in a few.
No black.